I love this tank because the size is amazing. It's just you can sit here and watch, and the good thing about it is that this tank you can see it from this room or as you enter. So every guest that comes in, or all my family that walks in the place, the first thing they do is look at the fish. And whether you could be stressed, whatever problems you have, by looking at the fish, it sort of calms you down, relaxes you.
Yeah, they've actually done studies into relaxation with fish, and they found that if you watch your aquarium for 15 minutes a day, it can actually lower your stress level by 40%.
I agree.
And the body of water, they believe that takes away a lot of your negative energies.
It's true. And like with what I do, I mean, I teach martial arts, and in our dojo we do the same. We try to relax people. People come in with different stresses and problems, and we try to help them calm down, relax. And before they leave home, that they're already relaxed and they're not taking their problems home, they're not taking their stresses home. Same thing with this, it's just amazing how well it just takes your stress away, relaxes you, and you're in a different world. You just focus away from all your problems and just focus on this, and you can see you've got all different types, and they're all got different looks, colours. And the water's amazing, and the tank's amazing. Thank you. You guys have done a great job with this tank.
Your message that you were saying about training your students not to engage in fights is really important.
There are people that have done martial arts or any sport like that, fighting sports, that end up in jail because they don't know how to stop, or they just can't control themselves. It's important that you can control yourself, and that's why it's important that if a kid starts at a very young age and you teach him, look, you only use your martial arts skills to defend yourself and protect your loved ones. We always talk about loved ones, which means your brothers and sisters. And making sure that you always look after them. It teaches them to be responsible. We teach our kids to be responsible members of the community, because that's what martial arts is all about, making sure that, that you are caring, you're respecting. Like the respect is dying. Like I remember when I used to go to school, if someone that was older than us got in the bus, we'd stood up. If a lady that was pregnant, we stood up. Now the kids don't even recognise it. They're all on their phones, and young 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 12, occupying seats where you've got elderly people that are standing up, women that are pregnant standing up. So what we're trying to do with our martial arts skills is change the way of life, because these kids that are growing up are our future. These are our doctors, our lawyers, our politicians, and these kids that we're raising are the ones that's going to be paying off our pension fees. And if we don't raise them to respect the elders, if we don't teach them to respect their parents, guess what? They're going to grow with that mentality that, it's normal not to do this. Because if I did something wrong at school, we used to get the cane. If I didn't do the right thing by my household, my dad would smack me. Nowadays, there's no cane at school. How do you discipline them? These kids got no fear. At home, we tend to spoil our kids. That's why martial arts is important. In martial arts, we discipline kids. We teach them to respect. We teach them that, what parents give you, you should always thank them for it. And appreciate what parents do for you. And I've seen it with my own kids. Like I've got 3 of them. Hakan is 29, Bishar who's 25, and my young son who's 15 are very respectable kids. They discipline, they respect everyone. They're great at defending themselves. They're great martial artists, but they would never fight. And if I ever hear them fight, I will hurt them myself, because you can avoid fighting. Physical, and it's not a good thing. We grew up to fight because that's the way our instructors wanted us to do. Go out there and practice your martial arts skills. But every time I did fight, it wasn't a good feeling. Hurting someone is not a good feeling. I always felt guilty about that. And I still do to date, that if I saw those few people that I ended up hurting, I would apologize. And I mean, I do sit down sometimes and go through my life and analyze the moments that I've made anyone sad, because making people sad is not a good feeling. And kids need to know that you only do martial arts to defend yourself, not to hurt other people, and appreciate what your parents do for you, because that's what we try to do. In our academy, Australian Martial Arts Academy, we have a weekly curriculum. It's a 52-week curriculum. It's like any other school. So kids learn about respect, learn about balancing, they learn about focus, and we try to teach them to take that to their school life, and with adults as well, take that to their work life. And so if they did something this week, they won't do that next week, and so on. So it's like a private school, and that's why we're so big. We've won for the last 5 years globally #1 school in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely seeing impact from my kids, because obviously my kids train with you, and the little talks that get done every single week, and my kids will actually quote that. They'll basically say, right, Master George says I've got to go and do my homework first, and because they do have that respect for their masters, and that's what they're getting told and getting reinforced. I do sort of see that at home as well. So I mean, I can't recommend enough.
To work for Australian Martial Arts, you either have to have a uni degree or go into uni. Like my full-time staff all have uni degrees. They've finished their unis, and they did really well at uni as well. They've done really well in their HSC. These little mat chats that we do after their classes really builds them up, and it really makes them think that they can achieve it, because they're rubbing shoulders with all these successful role model instructors who have done really well in their life, not just academically but physically as well. They're all champions. A lot of our instructors have achieved so much in their martial arts as well, school as well. So martial arts life as well, that they're passing on that knowledge with the education behind the academy to follow that through, push it through as well. So we want all our members to do really well in life. They may not be really good at academically, but at least they can, they can do something that they love doing. And that's why martial arts is a great tool to take them through their life. It's got everything offered there.
Yeah, well, it's definitely working, because in the classes that I attend, there's absolutely no sort of buffhead culture whatsoever. There's a lot of respect and a lot of focus and togetherness. So that's definitely working on the ground.
Close to 20,000 members come and go through our doors, and we had graduated over 3,000 black belts. Now, black belt is a person that trains minimum 3 years. So if you kept someone for 3 years, that means you've changed this person's life. And I see it a lot, like especially with our teenagers. I see them starting at the age of 3, 4, now 18, 19, they're still training. They're great kids, they're confident kids. They're going to uni, or they're going to go to uni. So they're fit and respectful and disciplined. They always bow to you. They're very friendly. They've got their own, group of friends that they're always hanging around with. My 15-year-old Aaron, when he says to me, "Daddy, I'm going out with my friends to a movie," I go, "Who are you going out with?" When he tells me that he's going out with the group from our academy, I go, "Yeah, go. No, not a problem," because I know that they're not going to do the wrong thing. I know they're going to say no to drugs. They're not going to pick on a fight, or if they get picked on, I know that they can sort of get away without fighting, because they're all black belts, they're all martial artists, they're all confident kids. So it's good to surround your kids with the positive-minded people who don't have to prove anything. Some youngsters want to prove that they can throw a punch, or they are tough. But as a true martial artist, it's not about proving how good you are. We believe in how humble you are. You just said it yourself earlier on. We don't have that buffet thing in our academy. We emphasize on our black belts especially that the higher you get in the ranks, the more humble you need to be. You respect people, you love people, and you respect people the way you like to be respected. You treat people the way you like to be treated.
The question I've always wanted to ask is, in a full combat spar, how do you reckon you go against Haken?
Oh, I think I'll beat him.
You still beat him?
Yeah, because I've got the experience. He might have the fitness, but he's very good. He's very fast. He's lucky. See, I started at the age, Taekwondo, I started at the age of 12. He started, you can practically say he started at the age of, when he was in his mum's. So everyone does kick and punch. Everyone in their mummy's tummy, they kick. So everyone does martial arts because they kick in their mummy's tummy. And he started off, even when he was, 6 weeks old, 8 weeks, when I used to stretch his legs, I used to hold his leg up. When he started walking, 13, 14 months, I'll hold the pad, I'll go kick it, I'll hold my hand up, kick it. So I was teaching him from a very young age. So he's already got the advantage, and he's already 6'10", and he's 29 years old. I'm 9th Dan. I got my 9th Dan when I was 53. Well, 53 is the youngest you can be a 9th Dan. So he's already going to have the edge over me in most cases. I wasn't fortunate enough to be my parents teaching me, because my parents didn't know any martial arts skills or any fighting skills or anything. They just worked. And me, for example, I wanted my kids to grow up in this martial arts atmosphere with the confidence and all that. And look at him, he's got a full-time job working for at Australian Martial Arts Academy because of all that effort that he put in his younger days.
Now, talking of proudest moments, I can't imagine how proud you must have been watching Haken on Australia's Got Talent.
Yeah, that really was.
Considering how many times I've actually watched that segment, I can't imagine how many times you must have put it on.
We were actually there watching it ourselves live. It was amazing. It was good. And not just Haken, but the rest of the team. They're all our family. We consider Australian martial arts members as family members. We all care for each other. If someone's feeling down, we always recommend any parent that their kid is not feeling up to it, we go bring him, we'll talk to him, our instructors will talk to him, try to motivate him. Life is up and down. It's not always up and not it's always down. So we recommend that if a child does feel down or an adult feels a bit down or going through some difficult times, to please come and see us and see if we can help them out, whether we can motivate them or whether we can resolve their issues, resolve their problems. Because we're not just about punching and kicking. We call our academy Australian Martial Arts a way of life. So we want our members to be all-rounded in everything they do.